Okay, let's start by firing up PowerPoint. Now when you open up PowerPoint 2016, you may encounter the Startup screen. If you encounter the Startup screen, I'd just get you to click the blank presentation. If you don't encounter the Startup screen, you'll end up straight here. If you want to turn that Startup screen off, click on File, click on Options, and you'll see that there's a tick option just a little further down called Show the Start Screen when the application starts. I'm going to turn this option off, which means that Start Screen won't come up every time I start PowerPoint. It's up to you. Now what I'd like to do is create a presentation. I don't really want to use this blank presentation. I want to use a template that comes with PowerPoint, and there's a variety of templates that come with PowerPoint. If we click on File and we click on New, we get to see all the templates that come with PowerPoint. If you want to search for a particular type of PowerPoint presentation, you could click in this box here and you could type what you're looking for. Or you could just scroll through the collection that you see in front of you and find a presentation that you like. I'm going to click on the Take a Tour with PowerPoint. I'll then click on Create, and I've created a new presentation based on a template. A template basically means a lot of the groundwork has already been done for you, and you just customize what you see in front of you. Now with regards to the screen, looking in the very top left of your screen, up in the top left corner, you have what they call the Quick Access Toolbar. I'd like to move the Quick Access Toolbar from its current position. Its current position is technically above the ribbon. So this large panel that runs the entire length at the top of your screen is called the ribbon, and the Quick Access Toolbar is above that ribbon. If I click the Customize Quick Access Toolbar button, I can then click the option Show below the ribbon. This will then move the toolbar down to here. I could just as easily click the button again and show above the ribbon, and that returns it to where it was, but I'll show it below the ribbon. So you can move your Quick Access Toolbar. Now at the moment the toolbar contains 4 buttons, and these are quick buttons to do things quickly, such as save. What I'd like to do is add a lot more buttons than the 4 that I'm given. So I'm going to click on the Customize Quick Access Toolbar button again, and I'm going to click the option New. I now have a button on my Quick Access Toolbar that if I was to click it, it would easily create a new document or presentation with one click. I'm going to click the Customize Quick Access Toolbar button again, and I'm going to turn on Open. Now I have a button to quickly open an existing presentation that perhaps I made yesterday. I'm going to click the Customize button again and turn on every option. I'm going to turn on Email, Print so I can quickly print a presentation, Print Preview, and Spelling so I can quickly run a spell check. And lastly, I might think about turning on the Touch Mouse Mode button. This is only useful to those of you who have touch devices like a tablet. If I turn on the Touch Mouse Mode button, I now have a button that allows me to switch from mouse mode to touch mode. If I switch to touch mode, you'll notice that there's a big gap now between the buttons on my Quick Access Toolbar and the buttons on my ribbon. If I click the Touch Mouse Mode again, I can put it back to mouse, which means it tightens up the buttons. The reason it puts a big gap between the buttons when you're in touch mode is to allow your finger to easily touch buttons on the ribbon and on the toolbar. So move your Quick Access Toolbar and customize your Quick Access Toolbar. Now the next thing I want to have a look at on this screen is what they call the Notes Pane. Now I'm not actually seeing the Notes Pane, which is typically at the bottom of your screen. What I'd like to do is turn on the Notes Pane, but I'll do this in a later video. Actually, I'll do it now. If you move your mouse down towards the bottom underneath the slide, your mouse will eventually change from the current white arrow to a two-headed white arrow. If you drag the two-headed white arrow mouse pointer up, you'll notice that you'll see an area called Click to Add Notes. This is a place where you can quickly add notes so that you can remind yourself as a speaker when you're giving the presentation to do certain things. Like I must remember to welcome everyone and to thank the sponsors. The sponsors are and you would then just list them. So any notes you want to add, just add them to the Notes pane. This is the Notes pane, and it can be resized down out of view, or it can be brought up and made quite large. I'm just going to resize it to about that size. So you can show and hide and resize the Notes pane. Another part of your screen on the left hand side is what they call the Slides pane, and this is where I can see all the slides listed down the left hand side. I can therefore easily navigate to slide 2, slide 3 and 4, and in fact down here to the very left of what they call your status bar, it says I'm on slide 4 of a 9 slide presentation. So you can easily navigate between slides using the Slides pane. The Slides pane also allows you to right-click a slide in case you want to delete that slide, or you may want to duplicate the slide, or you may even want to create a new slide, or you may notice that there's sections in this Slides pane. This is the Welcome section, this is the Design, Annotate and Work Together section, and is there another one further down? There is. There's a Learn More section. So when you right-click a slide, you can also add a section. So there's many things you can do with a right click in the slide pane. Now the other thing that you have is you have a number of views in PowerPoint. We're currently in the normal view, which is when you see the slide pane on the left, the slide in the middle, and the actual notes pane at the bottom. And notice the notes vary per slide, so you add notes to each slide. Now, when you want to switch to different views, you've got a variety of options, but down here is what they call the status bar. And I mentioned the status bar when I said slide 1 of 9. What we have down here is we have the normal view, the slide sorter view, the reading view, and the slideshow view. You're currently in the normal view, and it sort of looks like it's got a dark hue behind it, and that sort of tells me that I'm in the normal view. But I could switch to a different view, which is the slide sorter view, just by clicking this button here. Or I could go to View in the ribbon, and I could choose the slide sorter view here. Here are a number of presentation views, and as you can see, we're currently in the normal view. So using either method, I'm going to the slide sorter view. The slide sorter view basically allows to see the Welcome section, the Design, Annotate, Work Together and Tell Me section, and it allows you to see the Learn More section. And it allows you to see the slides that are in each section, slides 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. It also allows you to, again, drag slides and rearrange them. So I might decide that this slide I'll put on the other side of what was slide 4, and now I'll drag it back and return it to slide 3. So the slide sorter view allows you to sort out your slides. If I was to double click, say slide 1, I'd go back to the normal view. Now also you've got Reading View. Down here, the third button out of the 4 is Reading View. And if I was to click that button, it allows me to clearly read this particular presentation. I can easily use these buttons down here to go to the next slide, and the next slide, and the previous slide. And it allows me to clearly read this presentation. But to get out of Reading View, because I've lost my ribbon and I've lost my quick access toolbar and I really need to make some design changes, I'll go back to normal. I can either press escape or I can click on the normal button down here on my status bar and go back to the normal view. Now another view that you have is the slideshow view. If I click, for example, the 4th button, this will actually be the slideshow itself. Now, let me just do a little bit of configuration. To show you the slideshow view, I'm going to stop this video and create a new video and do a bit of tweaking with my screen.